we are, Mr. Jackson.
Silly o'clock in the morning.
Yes. Where are we going?
Although it's nice and sunny and bright,
Yes.
you think it was midday.
Lovely, look.
Yeah.
We're going to go past my house in a moment, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know how I managed to pick you up,
No.
but then we're still going past
No,
your
you
house.
went the wrong way. You thought it was down south, didn't you? And it's not. It's up north. So
That's it, though. So,
yeah.
I'm going to slow up then and wave at your butler.
yeah. Morning, Charles. I'll be home about 5.
Right, welcome to this week's episode of Minis and Motorbikes. As you can see, we're on a bit of a jaunt.
Yes.
A bit of a jaunt off to Alton Park to watch the JCW Minis.
Yes.
Well, watch them, interview them.
Interview them, really. Yeah.
But we need to address something before we go any further.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The claw.
What have you done now?
The claw. Cut a tendon in my index finger.
Yeah, it's just getting your leg right.
Yeah. So I've ballsed up the first half of the year, and now I've ballsed up the second half of the year. I don't do anything for halves. 3 months. 3 months it's going to be in a cast. Totally ballsed it up.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Right. We'll see in a minute when we've got to Alton Park.
We're in the country.
What do you mean we're in the country? We're in the country all the time.
We're in the country.
We're in the country all the time. That's the second time you've Yeah. Only another. Oh, actually, only another 2 hours to go. Look.
Yeah. Yeah, see, it's not as bad.
Hours just flown by.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good company, you see. Didn't we just pass them? How did they pass us, look? We should have stayed on this road then, shouldn't we? Because we passed that motorhome. The sat-nav took us off, and that motorhome we passed earlier.
How do you know it's the same one?
Because I know me motorhomes.
It could just be the same.
It's not. I bet it's a
It's
Peugeot.
just a white box.
It's a Peugeot.
Oh, don't give me all that. It's
It's a Peugeot when we go, boy. They are, and it's a little dumpy thing.
It's just
I'll
a
tell
white
you,
box on
another
wheels.
ice cream. I'll bet you another.
It's a no. It's a
I bet
white
you
box on
another
wheels.
whippy
You
with
can't-
2
You
flakes.
can't eat 2 Mr. Whippies in one
Okay.
day because you'll have an upset tummy.
I can.
It's not a Peugeot.
It is. It's an early deal of this, but the front of it is a Peugeot.
Oh, he's not.
Oh, thank you. 2 ice creams. Perhaps I should have one at midday and then one at 3 o'clock. Right, just come to say hello to the Petter brothers. I think it's their first round at Alton Park. See how they get on. Jamie right there. Hello, Jamie.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
How are we? Didn't look like we'd organised that at all, did it?
No.
Well, Alton Park, first time here racing.
Yeah, first time here.
Yeah.
See how we get on.
Yeah. But you were happy with your qualifying today?
Yeah, I'd say reasonably happy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, well, it's early days for you. It's your first season, so
Yeah.
I think you've got to be happy with it
Yeah.
because they are bloody difficult cars to drive.
A very difficult car to drive and a very good field of drivers.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're in the sort of you're sort of almost in the mid really. And the first season in these, I think, is pretty bloody good, really.
Yeah, yeah, it's not too
So
bad.
you can't be disappointed in that. So the next round, it's Knockhill. The next round.
Knockhill, yeah.
Have you been to Knockhill before?
I have been to
Have
Knockhill.
you?
It's where last year it's where I got my
Yeah.
first win in the JSCC.
Yeah.
So I'm fond of Knockhill.
So are there any sort of nips and tricks that you try here, or aren't you feeling you're quite ready for that yet because they're so bad?
You mean at Knockhill or?
No, here. Sorry,
oh,
yeah.
I mean, it's mainly just survival.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep
Yeah.
it pointed in a straight line because they really like to just come out on you.
Yeah.
They're just not forgiving whatsoever, and this track isn't forgiving. With the narrow, tight nature of it and barriers so close, you've got no room for error, really.
No. Well, thank you very much, Jamie.
No worries.
Much appreciated talking. I love talking to you both, and I hope this afternoon goes well. just hang in there. Don't
Thank
get
you.
too despondent.
No, I'll certainly give it my all.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. Oh, you were good through Cascades, by the way. We were standing at Cascades. Very good through there. So,
Cheers.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, we found the other Petters man, Daniel. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. It's
Happy to be at Alton, are you or not?
happy to be at Alton. Yeah, you can say that. It's
Difficult,
first,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard work round here. It's the first time we've ever raced here competitively. We've done a couple of test days with these round here, but yeah, it's a big learning curve here.
Yeah.
It's tight and it's bumpy, and yeah, it's just lack of circuit experience.
I mean, we stood at Cascades, and you both look good round Cascades.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's quite a difficult corner, actually, to be fair, because you can easily
Yeah.
turn in too late there or too early, can't you?
yeah, it's interesting to get right, but the cars feel alright. I think a lot of it just comes down to circuit experience, you know.
And these are difficult, aren't they?
They are hard work.
So,
are
because there's a
hard
couple of corners we used to do. I think it was his. I call it his. It's not, is it? And Druids, who always just to use a little bit of off throttle oversteer to get the turn in. I don't think you have to bother with these, do you?
No, you don't have to worry about that with these. They're
You're gonna have to look at it and do it.
to be honest, in my experience, people watching this will probably go, I don't know what he's on about, but I find I get more oversteer when I pick the throttle back up.
Really?
Actually staying off the throttle is sort of balancing the car a little bit. I don't know whether that's right
Oh
or wrong.
right, yeah,
But
yeah. So,
Yeah.
are you getting your head round setups now or not?
I don't really know.
No.
In all honesty,
they're
I'm
just
not going to beat around the bush,
unpredictable,
but you know, they're unpredictable cars to drive, and we've been trying things, and all year we've been trying different things, different springs, different this, different that, and the car feels better every time, but the results ain't sort of speaking for
Yeah,
it.
the trouble is you haven't got the data like Accelerator got. I mean, they've got 8 cars to take data from, haven't
That's
they?
the thing.
So,
They've got the 8 cars that
yeah,
give years of
drive
experience.
different
haven't they?
drivers, you know, so you can pick a certain style there, that sector you and bump. You can't do that. You've got to
No.
go off your own back. It's bloody hard work.
It is hard
Because
work.
Lydia finds it difficult as well because
Yeah.
you just haven't got that.
Just lack of
that-
data.
Yeah,
Just lack of data,
It
but-
does help.
It's you know, Rome wasn't built in a day.
No.
We'll keep chipping away.
Well,
at
no,
it
the
and-
thing is, I mean, you've got to be fair to yourselves. It's your first season in it. I mean, I'll have to write it down. But Snetterton, the second race, what were you, 19th or something? You got
13th.
and you got up to 13th, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
From I'm
So-
sure it's. Yeah, where are we? Got it here. Look, you know, 19 to 13th. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
But then Snetterton's my local track. I've done thousands of laps around there, you know. So
Don't matter.
we come somewhere like this, and it's new to
Yeah.
both of us, and especially for Jamie missing testing
But
yesterday.
it's difficult.
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
hard.
difficult. I think it's probably one of the most difficult circuits to learn
Yeah,
when you get here and you're, you know.
I think I agree with you
Yeah.
after the last couple of days.
It is. I think it really is. It takes. I think it probably takes a couple of races here to really get your head around it.
yeah,
Like with Cascades, I mean, Bradley's got set. I think he was the best one through. There's no disrespect to anybody
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
but he was really on it, and you could see.
Yeah.
But he was on that knife edge.
yeah.
If
There's
he'd
so
have gone
much
any
time to be made or
quicker, he
lost
would.
through there.
Yeah, and it's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah,
You know, because it's the sum of all his parts, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
so you've got all these corners, and there's a lot of corners, and there's the corners that make up your.
and there's no easy
time.
ones.
No.
There's a lot of time to be made or lost through all.
Yeah,
of
and there's a
them,
couple of corners where the exit is important to get out, where you've got uphill sections of it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much every corner around here, and you lose a tenth or two.
Yeah,
through
and it's
all
so
of them,
bumpy and all, isn't it?
Yeah,
Under
it's a
braking,
nightmare.
it must be a
It's
nightmare.
And these cars are so stiffly sprung.
Yeah.
Your head's
Yeah, so are you finding some corners you're having to brake earlier than you really want to because it's so bumpy, or
Yeah, just trying to keep the car settled, especially where some of the bumps are and in the lead up to the corners and that. It's a nightmare. It's fun though.
you'll
We're
be
enjoying
alright.
it.
Yeah,
We're
no,
enjoying
you're
it.
good. I'm impressed with you both. You know, because I mean,
cheers,
your first
appreciate it.
season is a difficult thing.
It is.
And I
It's a
think you're
massively competitive series. And
I think you're both doing very well, pair of you.
No,
Be where
thank
you
you.
are in the first season. I think
Appreciate
next year, you know, once you've got your head
Hopefully.
around it,
hopefully,
it's getting your head around it, isn't it?
that's the thing. That's the thing. You know,
Yeah.
that's the hard bit.
Yeah, yeah. So Knockhill next.
Knockhill next year. We like it
Have
up
you
there.
been there before? Your brother's been there, hasn't he?
Yeah, Jamie had his first win round there in the JSCC.
Oh, right, yeah.
I raced up there a couple of times in the pickup. I raced the Porsche up there once. So yeah, we know the
Happy
track.
with that.
Yeah, I like it up
Yeah.
there.
No?
We're glad it's the clockwise orientation with the bit of inside weight going on.
Yeah, haven't we all? Yeah. No,
So-
it's been brilliant talking to you again.
No, I
And,
appreciate the
hopefully we
support,
catch
guys.
up with
Really
you
do.
with Brands Hatch and we do the same
Yeah.
again and get a full season and a
definitely.
look over how you feel about how the season went and everything else. But
Definitely.
you know, keep your chin up. You're
Yeah,
doing really
we'll
well. And
keep
don't
at
get,
it.
you know, because it is difficult. They are
is.
difficult, and it's easy
It's
to get
hard.
into that situation where your brain's just
You know.
It really is hard to
Yeah.
keep motivation going
Yeah.
when you're struggling like we are. It is hard, but you just got to keep at it.
Yeah. Keep
Just
at it.
got
You'll
to
be
keep
all
at
right.
it. But
Yeah.
no, we appreciate the support. It's
No,
been
we
nice
appreciate
chatting
you
to
letting
you.
us talking to you.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. See you, Brands.
See you at Brands.
Well, Miss Walmsley,
Hello.
we're at the mid-season.
Yeah.
Normally in Snetterton, this autumn this time, they've swapped them around, haven't
Yes.
they? Snetterton. Talk to us about Snetterton first, because we want to try and keep up with the way it's all going and how you're feeling about it and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think we always knew Snetterton was going to be tough just because of how much of a long track it is. But I think on the Saturday we were struggling a little bit. But on the Sunday, I think Dad and Dave made some setup changes and I just really liked it. And in the final race,
your sector numbers were actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And there was a few sectors where you were right up there.
I think, Sector
So,
1 we were like
obviously,
4th quickest, Sector 3 we were 5th
Yeah.
quickest, so I mean massive jump in improvement. It's just a shame obviously it was in the final race of the weekend, but it's always the way really because we're learning so much throughout the
Yeah.
weekend.
As we keep babbling on, we said it with the Petter brothers, you haven't got that data.
No.
You're going
No.
on your own data,
Yeah.
and they're going on their own data, where some teams have got 4 cars, 6 cars, you've got all that to pick.
Exactly.
Even corners,
yeah.
you can take what a certain driver's done with his feet or whatever, or how he's got on the throttle, on the brakes,
Yeah.
and you can use it, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we always knew that was going to be a challenge, though. It's just trying to overcome
Yeah.
that, which I think we are. And
Which
if we
you
were
are,
to go
definitely,
next
yeah.
year, as long as the regulations don't change too much, we've got a good amount of data to start
Yeah,
from
because
now.
you're still in the right half of it, aren't you? So
Well, yeah,
I can't
definitely,
think
yeah.
you're going to be disheartened by it, because and I say we were standing at Cascades and you were good round. You were on it round there, which was good.
Thank you. Yeah.
The cars are still unpredictable. Here it's very bumpy, isn't it? So
It is.
Do you leave your braking a little bit earlier, or?
Well, it depends where the bumps are, really, to be fair. I mean, I always find that this circuit's a little bit lethal in the JCW anyway. But yeah, with brand new fronts, obviously, there's much more rotation because you've got so much grip on the front. And yeah, it does feel a little bit leery, but I do quite enjoy this track. But going down into because obviously we're on the hairpin layout at the bottom, and there's a massive bump there, so you have to like make sure you've got your braking right on top of it rather than, because otherwise it just throws the car around so much.
We asked you this last. Are there any corners where you use little tricks? Like you might use a throttle oversteer or something like that to get the car to turn in. Don't need to in these, I suppose.
Well, I'm just trying to survive. Just trying to go as quick as you can, really, isn't it? But no, I don't particularly know of any tips. If anyone wants to give me any, that'd be great. But no, I'm just hanging on for dear life, really. That's it.
You need it in Druid,
Yeah.
I think Izzy as well, you use it. That's what I used to use your throttle, but I don't think you need it in these. I think it turns well enough anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's just trying to keep the throttle on once you've got it on there, because obviously front wheel drive, if you lift
Danny
off.
found that using the throttle helped with that more than, getting the front end to dip down and getting the back to move.
Yeah,
He seemed to think it worked better on using the throttle, but I don't know how you feel about
It's
it.
all it's all different compared to circuit, isn't it?
It's
But
their first year, so
yeah, well, it's just such a big learning curve. Yeah,
here
exactly.
especially if you haven't raced here before, it's a bloody difficult circuit to learn.
Yeah, definite. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
And
last time I was there, I was learning it through qualifying, and it's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. You can't expect to go well when you're doing that.
And there's no
It's-
room for error either, is
No,
there? So that's the
no.
problem. Once you're on such a fine line that if
Yeah.
you go off it, it's usually big accidents.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time I've seen Cascades from that angle, and you don't realise that's quite a difficult corner as well, actually.
Yeah, because the apex is so late.
It's a real late apex.
Yeah, but such a crucial corner because there's such a long straight after it.
Yeah, you can tell that some people are getting on the power dead on there's a rumble strip that goes dark red, and some people are getting on the power there, which I personally think is too late, where others, including yourself, are getting on it before that. So then it does give you an out to it, doesn't it?
Well, that's it. To be honest, it's just the end gain at the end, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because obviously, like I said, I don't think it's the longest straight, but it's one of the longest straights on the circuit. So that's one of the most crucial corners, really, to try and get right. But it's so hard because obviously it's so banked, and the braking zone's not really in a straight line either, and it's all downhill. So
one of these.
yeah, it's just one of those corners where you're like, oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go, bugger.
That's it. Yeah.
So, favourite corner, Alton Park.
I quite like the chicane.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Those 3 little corners there, I quite like.
Sort of jump. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it's all about rhythm there, isn't it?
That's it. It's a nice little flowing corner.
Yeah.
But if you get the first one wrong, it's like the third one's definitely going to go wrong. But no, I quite, and the double right-hander at the top. Can't remember. Druids, is it? I'm not sure.
Druids,
but I love that corner as well.
Corner as well to get the lock off early and up. I think it's that one.
Yeah,
the lock off early and settled and up and gone.
For the final corner, yeah.
I think it's that one. I'm probably wrong.
I don't know the names, but yeah, I to be honest, I quite like all of this track, really.
So there isn't one corner that you think, shit, here we go.
The hairpin sometimes when your tyres are getting old and you're like trying waiting to get on the throttle because you have to be so patient. I find at the hairpin, and
it's
my
like
patience.
You have to breathe that second more where before you go, then on, and you go.
As soon as you're on the throttle, it wants to push you to the outside, and obviously if your tyres are really hot end of the race, you just need to be so patient because otherwise you're just understeer and wheels spin off, which then obviously you're not going forward.
So with these tyres, do you have to warm the carcass up evenly? You can't go out and just rag it straight away because it'll then ruin the tread on the first surface and then the carcass. Do you have to sort of warm them through and then they're okay? Or
I mean, to be fair, the front tyres obviously warm up so quick because obviously it's front wheel drive car, but no, I mean when we go out on the grid for a race, for example, by the time you've done your green flag lap, they're ready to go. But the rear really is a crucial bit because obviously there's no drive going through those wheels.
So do you left foot brake going round to get heat through them? Because there's an urban myth that if you use the heat coming through the caliper, it'd go through the wheel.
I mean a little bit, but
just
not. Weaving is enough, and especially on such a hot day like today, you don't need that much anyway. It's only in the winter time. I mean, we've raced in December before, like during COVID when everything was so delayed, and getting heat in the tyres then was so hard. But they're easy enough, and a long track as well is super easy. Brands Indy is usually more of a challenge.
Because I can remember sitting on the grid and I was panicking about the first corner's gone.
Where was that?
Brands Hatch, first corner.
Paddock,
sorry. So the brain's just got mush. And I was sitting there and I was panicking about Paddock on cold rear tyres.
Yeah.
And I'd never gone round there before. And for like 2 weeks I was like, Paddock, and the chap who was running this, he said, you don't need to worry about Paddock, it's fine. And literally 3-second board, he tapped on the window and he said, Paddock, it was a on cold tyres. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's not what you said. Well, to be fair, I usually find it's the first left-hander because obviously you don't turn left very much on Brands. Graham Hill Bend's always better.
Graham Hill Bend, And I used to because they changed it is Graham Hill at the bottom, isn't it? Mm-hmm. At the top, I used to change up early before we got down. But since they've changed it, you can't. You don't. You just run down. Probably third. I think it is probably in the minis. Yeah. So today, how did you get on today? 8th today, wasn't it?
11th. We were 7th and 8th. Pretty much for the whole thing, and then I don't know what happened, but people found an extra gear right at the end, and we shuffled down to 11th.
That's the way it goes, because you come in late to change tyres, didn't you? And then went back out.
Yeah,
push and go whether you were going to get out.
Yeah, we were just trying again, but unfortunately, it's such a hot day, so just tyres are going off so quick. But everyone's in the same boat in the race, aren't they? They can't come in and change, so we just have to see. But obviously, it's really hard to overtake around here, so we'll just have to see what happens. But
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I like it here, so I mean.
Right. Yeah. It helps, doesn't it?
Well, that's it. I mean, 4 years ago this weekend, we got our first ever podium in car racing, and it was here.
Yeah, so it was some of the overtakes. You were doing karting overtakes. Bloody hell! And even the commentators on ITV were saying, "She shouldn't be overtaking there."
Well, the Cooper was a bit more narrow than this JCW, but we'll have to see.
All, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, it was just massively overgripped for the power it had, really. So they were awesome, but we'll just have to see. I'm sure there'll probably be a bit of carnage anyway, so just try and funnel through that. Hopefully it'll be all right.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah,
be positive. We're positive for you anyway.
It's going to rain tomorrow, so it'll be a totally different kettle of fish then.
Yeah, totally different. Yeah. So are they very different from dry to wet? Do they handle totally different?
I mean, obviously we've not got any ABS, so that's a big thing. Because obviously you lock up in the drive.
Here, especially, there's a couple of corners that you've got to be really careful of. I think his is one of those, isn't it?
Well, the problem is in the wet you can't unlock these cars once they're locked. They're locked. Whereas in the dry, obviously, if you lock the brakes, you lift off and they start spinning again. But yeah, I mean, it's just I love racing in the rain, so I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm like,
it was always better.
Do you not?
It's so sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I do. I love racing.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
No, I think it's wonderful.
It's a different mindset, isn't it? You know. I'm not aggressive enough in the dry probably, so it probably works in the wet because I'm not quite
smooth style. Yeah. No, I think we're the same. Yeah, well, we're the same. So who knows? But
I think you'll be all right.
I think they're talking about a safety car start tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Well, good luck today.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
We won't be able to see it this afternoon, obviously, because you know what we're like.
Oh, part-timers, you.
So, I hope it all goes well. And we'll probably catch up at the last round at Brands Hatch, and then we do the full season and the next few years, because Knockhill's next.
Yes.
Hope you feel all right with Knockhill.
Yeah, I like Knockhill, and we'll be testing on the Tuesday before, so good mileage before the weekend, so it'll be good.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Right, so thanks for watching Alton Park Part 1.
Part 1. And watch Part 2 next week.
See you then.
See you then. Can we have a quick word, Jamie? Have I got to keep holding in the mic? Yeah, it's killing me up in this mic. I don't know what to do. Gives a thumbs up in a minute.